What the heck was going on there? All right. So which tickers did you want us to start with? We got MicroStrategy. Let's see what we got going on here. Well, let me check Bitcoin first, just so I can see what we got going on here. Seems like it's kind of chilling. Could definitely see it pop. Makes me think that we'd see a bounce out of here. We're at this liquidity level. I would love to buy it around 350. I've had that marked out for a while. Looks almost like we'll do a little sweep and then come back out of it. Just first glance. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, that's my guess. You know, they tend to launch off these liquidity levels anyway, so that could be pretty good. Definitely could be an entry for some longs this week. And then Chewy. Wow, this is interesting, huh? Just getting some movement. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's over this previous support, which is what you want to see. So even if it pulls back at all, which I'm not even sure if it will, I'm just saying, definitely be looking to go long. Your next level of resistance is up here at 44-ish. So this looks pretty good. Still looking for the daily to turn green over here. Looks like it's gonna on the 4-year line. So 3-day looks pretty good. I could see it coming up to 55 soon in a few weeks. So that's what I would be looking for. I like that setup. It's pretty good. Nice find. You can check out the monthly too. Yeah, monthly looks pretty solid. And look at this, just 4-year line just barely turned green. So this might be setting itself up for something like this now. This kind of pop over the next 12 months. So this could be a big one to watch. Looks pretty good. PANW. Damn, I don't know. Looks like it's going to reject this level and come back down towards 145. But if it doesn't, say it gets back up above 180, it could start going the other direction. Look at the 2-week. Yeah, 2-week looks like it's going to pop up. Kind of, it's got a little cup and handle looking like thing right here. So short term, I think it could go up, but it's got to get over. It's got to get over this previous support right here, and then once it does, it should be in the clear. So you really need to get over, 180. And that's kind of what I was seeing on the daily too. So just watch out for that. And then if we can check out the longer term charts here. Still making higher highs, although that's a triple top, so we'll see. My guess is they'll push that 2-hour up, they'll fade it around like 183, and we'll see it come back down. That's what I'm thinking right now anyway. Yeah, we did check MicroStrategy out. I can come back to it later. Roku. Oh wow, Roku looks interesting. That weekly chart looks pretty good. This is going to be something to watch in a little bit here. I like that it's pouncing off this RSI. Daily looks set up to rip. Weekly looks set up to rip. Same with the monthly. It's trying to close over. I wonder if we're going to see Roku rip into January. This might be someone you buy shares with. I mean, I guess you could go 6 weeks out on calls. I like this. So let's see. This level's huge right here. Previous liquidity always becomes support. So if this comes down to like if this comes down to like 89, or if you get a break above 91, you know, both of those are pretty good areas to slam some calls. Oh yeah, good call on that. So yeah, I like this one a lot too. I definitely feel like we should be buying this. This is like a daily, almost a daily cup and handle here. So, you know, maybe 140, 150-ish by January. And then what was it? Circle and CRWV. Okay. Circle, circle, dot, dot. All right, yeah, we got a liquidity sweep. We love those. Bang, bang. And we closed above the support. So we should definitely look for some calls this week on this one. Might not be until we get the second FVG right here. I'm gonna set some alarms. But this could definitely this could be a big move. We'll see, but it's got the setup too. So we're looking to go something like that. I like this. Daily looks good, closed over. Decent amount of volume, but not a ton. Hold on. There we go. Okay, it's over the average. That's good. So yeah, I would grab this on the next little dip on it. I think it will have one, and then you could set yourself up for a good push up to like 166. And then, oh, Circle's issuing 10 million shares at 130. Yeah, that changes things. Dilution is a bitch. CRWV. Unless you don't mean this one, right? You meant Circle? Right, okay. I mean, it's in a 3-day fair value gap, but I don't know. We got to get it back over 102. We do that, then we can start looking for long. It's got a ton of volume. Is NVIDIA still involved with these guys? Because that's probably going to decide everything. I hate IPOs, so I think we've got to be careful. It's got the indicator arrow. That's usually a good sign. So if we get back above that support, I think we could look for a big move. But it's on the 3-day chart is really what the play is. You can see how it bounced right off the middle Bollinger Band almost perfectly here. So, you know, every candle's 3 days. It could take 2 weeks to really see something worth taking. Just keep that in mind. Oh, really? Top management sold a lot of CRWV shares. Yeah, that sounds like a red flag. All right, what do you got? IREM. What's going on with this one? Got a nice like cup and handle going on here. Looks good. Could pop up to 30. Over the next month or so. Yeah, daily looks pretty goddamn good. Nice find. Yeah, 30, 100%. I didn't even see your message about the calls. It makes perfect sense. I mean, they always go to 3 standard deviations, cup and handles in bull markets, almost like 80% of the time. I like that one. Good find. Yeah, this is the best chart that we've seen tonight so far, easily. So, very nice. We should definitely. I will follow you on that one for sure. TTD. Oh boy, what's going on with this? Looks kind of like junk. I don't know. Why did they drop so bad, their earnings? Their earnings were not terrible. Something must have happened, though. Let's see, how many days has it been? I usually like the 3-day rule, and it's been a little over a week worth of trading. You get above like 54.3, you could go for long, all the way up to like 62. Otherwise, you might want to start picking them up around 46. Yeah, maybe even like 43. Doesn't seem, it's been 2 weeks and it doesn't seem like anybody's buying it. So that makes me feel like it's probably going to come down to here. And if it does pop up to like 38, it should be 38 to like, sorry, 58 to like 62, you should be shorting it. Yeah. Would avoid longs on this one for a little while. QQQ. We kind of got like a interesting pattern channel going on here. Or we did break the channel actually, finally. We spent a lot of last week in this. It's pretty strong. Bulls need to hold above 576, even like 574, and then finally 572. So I guess 572 at the latest, but I do think these ones are pretty important. As long as they can hold this area, it's bullish. But if they lose 572, I guess we could call that the last one. You know, we're gonna retest the 566 this week. I haven't checked out the news yet. It's sitting on a 4-year, the 4-hour 4-year line, so that's usually a good indication it's gonna pop off of that. The bulls have been pretty goddamn strong, so but we'll see. Ooh, the daily RSI did cross down. That's interesting. So yeah, maybe we'll get a little fake out and drop all the way down to 570 to 566. Usually those RSI crosses are pretty accurate. Yeah, we'll see. Let's check out SPX. See if that has any clues. Yeah, here we go again. I mean, I don't know if it'll happen tomorrow or Tuesday, but it does seem like we're gonna get a little dip. Crossed on the daily on this one too. So, you know, we'd be trying to go long in this fair value gap around 6,400. That's what I'm thinking as of right now. That could be a nice pop to set us up to, let's see here, to 65, 66 in September. Check out the monthly, see if we got anything going on. Yeah, I mean this thing's a tank. Throw on the fibs. We love those. 7,000 Q1 2026. Feel like that's not too crazy. Let's check out chips. I always love to look at these. Yeah, chips too with the reject. So it does seem like we're gonna do a little pullback. Hopefully not too much, but come down to like 290 on SMH, and we'll see if they try to bring it down to this floor down here, that 280. Unless they just run it up overnight and we just get above 298 and they just run to highs again, that could definitely save it. But other than that, seems like we're in a channel here. And if you ever look at channels, they always bounce back and forth as they move up until it breaks. So doesn't seem too crazy. Yeah, SPX 7000 for October would be great. I think we slam those the next dip we get, if we get one. Been waiting for one for like 4 weeks. Hood. Hood looks pretty good on the 4-hour there. Daily looks pretty good too. Seems like we got the retest with a pop. Now we gotta go long above. If you want to take a little bit of a risk, 115.65. If you want to be a little more, risk free, you can go for 116.3. Cross over that, slam calls, and you're setting yourself up for a big move, up to 126 to 130 by September. So that could be a nice one to watch out for. Just remember, if you cross above the highs, then you start coming back down. Don't get yourself liquidity swept. Let's see. Bull. What's going on, Bull? That's a decent daily chart. That looks pretty good. I like this one. I like this one, and I like that IREN right now. I think those two have some decent setups here. If you look right here, looks like we're holding on this shelf. That's a liquidity shelf, essentially. Those are always like launch pads. Next resistance levels are up here around 18. So could definitely see a push up to there. And if they can get past 18 and with a lot of volume, which I'm sure they will, because this looks like a good setup. 25's next. I don't know how their financials are, so just bear with me here. But these are the levels I'd be looking for. 26 and then 33. You double your money in potentially 6 to 12 months on a setup like this. I might buy some shares. Tons of volume on the weekly here. Yeah, 17.5 for November is probably the way to go. Google's definitely a good one. We're still in this broadening wedge here. So the target is the top, third touch, and then this could go as far right as it wants to. It seems like 225 to 250 is coming up. Definitely bullish on Google. There is the Antitrust potentially coming. They might lose Chrome. But launched off this liquidity sweep or this liquidity level. You know, this, like I said, it's a shelf. So we can do the fibs from here, and you know, the next level is 255, or you can also run them up from the volume shelf there. So again, it's about 250. So yeah, I like 250. Seems like the fibs are lining up around that area as a target for this over the next 3 months. Maybe even 1 month if they really get some movement here. We'll have to see if it pulls back with the rest of the market. And it looks like they might tomorrow, but I would be definitely trying to go long around 198, 199. I'll throw a note here. Yeah. NVIDIA, AMD, and then CRM. Let's do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. This thing's just been on a tear, man. Wow. All right. If it ever pulls back, big ifs, but if it does, I'd be trying to go here with like every dollar I have. I've had that on my watch for a while. Let's see on a shorter time though. The daily RSI is gross, but nobody can get chips right now, so it's kind of hard to be bearish on something like that. But let's say we pull back anyway. 175 would be a great place to start picking stuff up. I like that. And then if we you know, if we just keep plugging away, you know, go long around 180, I'm sorry, 194. Just watch out for those sweeps. AMD. How's everything moving overnight right now? Have you guys checked? Need anything big? Bull's up 3%. That makes sense considering the chart we were just looking at. Tesla, half point. Seems like that's really it. Hood's up half a point. Yeah, not much. Quiet Sunday. All right, AMD. Sweep on the daily here, but it did close above. I think that's important to acknowledge. It's like the same thing with supports. Typically, if you close above, you know, it might not make it back above, but they're going to give it another shot. So we just got to figure out where. Let's see. You could probably argue that this is a cup and handle. And that means we have to stay above the 0.5, which is all the way down here. So technically we can come all the way down to 172. Yeah. So retest on there would be nice because you got the cup and you also have the wedge here. And then if we do get that pop, you were looking at 200 for a target first, and then third standard deviation all the way up at 240. You know, we could see this going into mid to late fall. So I like this. If we lose that 0.5, you know, we're kind of in a sketchy situation. We'd probably come down and test the 162 again. But on the daily right now, it does look like everything else. It's probably going to just come down and hit that, that 0.5 around 174. So I think we pay attention to this week. This could be a big move. Ready to write this? All right. CRM. Damn, nice. I always like these. once they start going the other way. It's got to get above the daily 4-year line. 2-hour flip though. Love that. Now we look for a lower high to form. You know, the stair step. And that stair step will be anywhere between, I think, 238 and 240. And then we want to, well, if it doesn't pull back at all, we would want to stay over 242. But our next target was about 247. So this, if this pulls back, we should definitely go long for 247. I think the risk to reward is a little too off to take a shot at 243 right now to hit 247. So I would wait. But this could definitely come back. Weekly was also a liquidity sweep. This is just like AMD, but now it's on the weekly. This could be huge. Might take a few more weeks, but this could be huge. This could go all the way back up to 280, 300 with the right amount of juice. So I think we need to pay attention to this. Maybe one more week, 2 weeks max, a consolidation if it does, and then you get the big pop. Unless we just get something like this right out of there. It's got a ton of volume stepped in. So nice, dude. This could be good. Sitting right on this this shelf right here as well. I like that. This is Salesforce, right? The only thing is, I wonder if AI is going to ruin their business, but maybe they got another shot to launch out of here. All right. Amazon. Yeah, why not? Let's do Amazon. Nice. Amazon looks good. Actually, I remember seeing this chart on Friday or Thursday and thinking, this could be pretty good. Maybe another cup and handle. If it does come down to 202, which I have marked out, that's a load the boat scenario. I don't think it will. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw 226 again, but I don't think we're even gonna get this. This looks pretty good. Probably gonna get a pop up to 300 by fall. And then if it really is a cup and handle, which I think it is, 400 maybe by Q1, or if we're lucky, sometime in Q4. Yeah, monthly chart looks good. It's got this huge shelf right here that it closed back above. I mean, this is just like CRM with the candle. You can see how this works. Just takes some time to play out. So seems likely that this will be up 300 soon. 3 month looks really good. Amazon's probably going to double again over the next 2 years. I think 400 is pretty reasonable. Yeah. So this is probably not Q4, Q1. This is probably more like 2026, 2027. I think I got a little excited there. But the 300 target, that's pretty reasonable. Oh yeah, medication. They're expanding their pharmacy. I also saw they're expanding their grocery business too. So I'm sure they'll gobble everything up. They got a lot of data that they can use, which means increased profits just from statistics. Oh, auto sales too? Damn, dude. That's smart. Same day grocery? Nice. It's gonna be nothing left for all the small businesses. Wow. All right, what else you guys got? We got Walmart, they're probably gonna rip soon. Ooh, maybe not. Look at that. That's ugly. Still got a few more weeks. We'll see if we get a bounce off this wedge here. It is right on this prior liquidity sweep. I would like to see it come down to like right here. This would be the sweet spot. About like 98. If we get 98 and it bounces out with a ton of volume, then towards the end of the month they could aim for 105. The bulls are gonna. That's a decent setup right here. You'd call this a textbook wedge with a retest. And if you look at the monthly chart, it's got a big wick. So the bulls are gonna try to launch off that and step back in and get this candle to close. More towards like a bullish engulfing, because if they do that, then you're definitely going to get the test at 105 and push this up, towards this 120 level. So I think we keep our eye on that, and if it fails, we stay away from it and look for a drop down to like 95. You said, how do I see tariffs impact on Walmart earnings this week? I don't know, man. I'm more of a chart guy. I don't want to try to bullshit an answer and send you a wrong direction. I'll tell you that this chart is pretty good on the 3-day and the daily. And like I said, a retest would be a great place to look to go long. Typically, Walmart does do well when times are rough. I don't really see that changing because it's more like, habits and behaviors. But everything is really starting to move all online, so that could change things. That's usually just why I like to play charts, because they don't tend to lie. They don't tend to mislead as much. Earnings is a coin flip. Watch the options premium. I'm sure that'll give you a good idea. TEM, okay. AI healthcare, right? One of my favorites. Not this ticker, but the industry. I think it's going to be massive. Anyway, yeah, 75. We'll see how this monthly closes above. If we get that bullish engulfing close by the end of August, it seems like we'd be aiming for 100, just like you said. It's got that wedge breakout. Yeah, this looks pretty goddamn good. 125 by January, that'd be nice. We'll see. See if we get any bounces around 71 this week. It didn't close over that prior resistance. It closed right before. So that usually you'll get a little pop up in the morning and they'll catch a bunch of bulls off guard. And then they'll retest this shelf around 71. So that'd be a good place to go long for some calls this week, if that does happen. Yeah. Your 100 is probably spot on. UNH. My bias kicks in every time I look at this. I hate this company. But I'll try to put that in my pocket. Let's see. So prior resistance becomes support. I think we gotta look at it like a monthly chart here. Hold on. We got to see where the end of the month goes. If they can close it above this 283, you're in the clear. Over 283, you're back above this resistance. You're back above this like little volume support shelf over here. Even 294 would be better. It might dance around here for another month, but then you're setting yourself up for that pop back up to that 422 test. They always like to test prior liquidity levels. It's just because it's support. So you could get a big move I don't know shit about this company, but it does seem like that could happen. Over this downward channel now. Now you got to see what happens. You could pick up 285-ish if that happens to look for a retest at 325 on the short term. That's probably a decent target right there. So pick them up here. Tons of volume stepped in. That's a good sign. Do they have news or anything? 2 hour, tons of volume. If they ripped into the tomorrow, I would feel way more bullish. Oh, Berkshire? Okay, well that changes everything. Who gives a fuck about what my opinion is? I'm not even gonna try to argue with Berkshire. Pick up 292 to 285 if you see it. Wouldn't be surprised if people try to short it. But buy shares. Fucking Berkshire's buying. Buy shares. TTD. I think we did look at that, but I can pull that up again. Yeah, so basically my analysis was, it's been, the drop was on earnings, so they must have had bad forward guidance because earnings really wasn't that bad. They had a 1% beat on EPS and revenue. So usually, forward guidance ruins something like this. It's been 2 weeks going into the third week, and there hasn't been really much action going on here, it seems like. It is kind of holding this 50 level, but it hasn't got its pop yet. If it can get it back above 54, I think is what I said, and it's, looking at this again, I think I agree with that. Maybe even 55. You can get that push to try to fill this gap. You'd be looking at a target of about 62. But to me, it feels like any movement up is going to be a short, especially around that 55 level. And we're trying to retest this 45. The weekly RSI is pretty bad. It's got two solid volume candles in a row. 4 hours still weak. Daily still weak. But we'll see. And yeah, we can look at MicroStrategy again. So my guess right now is we're either going to get a massive pop out of this tomorrow and close above 365, and we'll start moving back up to 426. But I really think that we'll come, in between 345 and 350, and then we'll fire out of this zone if the market turns around. I guess they could even push it down to this lower level. So I'm looking to pick up some more shares around here. I think this wedge will eventually break going into October. October is supposed to be the average bull mark ending area, so around there. And this could still go to 750 by then. All we need is Bitcoin to start ripping, and this thing will go nuts. And my target for Bitcoin is by October, I think. My conservative target is about like 130 to 135, but I think it can go all the way up to like 150, 165 by October. They usually got a big move right before everything ends. Yeah, so we can go back to MicroStrategy. Solid support level. Do I think it drops below? I do. I think they're going to sweep this. I really do. I think 350. I think we'll see like 350, and then like I said, max 340. MicroStrategy is a bitch to trade. They always play games and do shit like this. Like I said earlier, it could definitely fire out of this, and if you get a daily close that's bullish, by all means start going the other direction. But I would not be surprised with looking at the NASDAQ and the CHIPS index and SPY with the little bit of weakness that we're seeing and the bearish weekly divergence that's been building for a while, that this would dip down to about 350 340, and I would pick that up all day. All right. TTD, I would wait a little bit. I mean, shares. If you like the company, you're not buying. If you like the company, and you're trying to invest, you're not really paying attention to the chart that much because the chart's not going to matter in 10 years. So, take that for what you will. Look into their earnings and what they're doing for product releases and all that type of stuff. RKLB. Still got this bull flag. I thought we were gonna get this one on this breakout here. It's making a nice base. Oh yeah, 3-day looks good. This could be nice in like a week or two. Long above 45, even 45, especially if it closes above. See on the daily here. Yeah, we need a daily close. Gotta be careful of these third touches. Most of the time they'll end up burning you. So watch out around 48. If you're not in it and you're close to 48, just wait until you get a close above the line. I like it. Yeah, I agree with your analysis. 100%. That weekly RSI. I love these pinches and pushes. Some of my favorite setups. Here's a good one right here. Explodes right out of it. Had a lot more volume here though. But nice. Seems like we're still playing out of this cup and handle, so we'll just go back to what we always say. Look for the third standard deviation. And that's all the way up at 72. That kind of lines up with this 3-day weekly bull flag that we got going on here. And then that target's always the flagpole from the bottom to the top times 2. And that lines up around 66. So 66 to 72, I feel like that's a pretty reasonable target for this one. All right. PSKY. Oh, open first. Okay. Yeah, I've been having my eyes on this one for a little while. Trend retest with a pop. We're on a 3-day. Tons of volume. I mean, we'll see what happens with this little daily right here. If bulls can pick this back up, this could be massive. Let's see. 263-ish would be really nice. But we need to see them bounce out of here with some volume. But the 3-day looks really good. And if this breaks out, we'll play the top of the wedge to the bottom of the apex, and $9 is what we're looking at. So seems like some good stuff's coming out on this one. Yeah, you've seen 7 on the premium. Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So I mean, I love charts like this. Wedges are my favorite. Weekly just turned green. Monthly, beautiful. Would love to see this turn green first, but this looks pretty good. Seems to be like we got a solid resistance level all the way up here at $11. So we'll see what happens. PSKY. Huge shelf right here. Monthly should fire out of it. It's crossing with some serious movement on the RSI. Tons of volume. This could be a really good one to watch too. Resistance around 24. Might take you 3 months. Who knows? But something's gonna happen here soon. Yeah, I would. It's probably a good one to buy some shares in, and then buy calls when it starts moving. Yeah, I like it. Oh, your January leaps? Yeah, you'll be set. Hold on to those, put them somewhere else so you don't even see it. You'll be good. All right. And then what was the other one? TKO. This is the company that makes... No, they own WWE, right? Oh, wait. Did they sell it? Yeah. And they sold it to PSKY, right? Is that why that was up? Okay. Didn't they go up like 40%? They did.
Yeah, they got up like 40% after the merger. It's Paramount Plus. They merged with Skydance last week or week before that or something like that.
That's right. Okay. I thought...
That's the pop that is
Yeah. Yeah, this
went
is...
from $10 to $13, I guess, on the day, or $14 or
How'd they purchase everything? Is it all debt? That'd be my only concern. But I mean, tons of people watch WWE and UFC and shit, so or it is just
I mean,
UFC.
WWE is different. They don't have WWE rights. It's with Netflix. They got UFC rights for premium that is from January. So they don't have it right now. So they start those. They get those rights from January.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I'm gonna grab some shares. This is just liquidity sweeps are amazing. So, it's on the bottom of a monthly chart here. They got they picked up something that's pretty popular. The only concern is just debt that we have to pay attention to. But we'll see how that
Yeah.
goes. I think it's probably going to move on momentum. You get a monthly close above this trend line, and even better if you get one above 25. This thing could definitely try to retest up to these levels in 2026, 2027. Um, it almost seems like a risk-free 4x potential. So I like
Yeah, I
this.
was thinking about shares, but then I got leads right now. So if
Yeah,
I get a pop, I'll just sell and take shares, I guess.
yeah, I would definitely buy shares in this for sure. It's like almost a guaranteed 4x. Yeah, okay, back to TKO.
So these are the holding company for UFC. TKO.
Let's see, cup and handle. So we always go to the 3. Here we go. So it's getting close to its target here, 212 to 240. Right now it's 188. Daily seems like it's chilling a little bit. I'd be looking to pick up anything above 184, of course, off this support. But if it does come down, 178 is a good pick, and then you're looking for that 213, 224, and of course if it starts breaking out again above 193, just go for it. It's a pretty strong trend here, so definitely a good chart. Those are the ones we want to keep our eyes on. Any others you guys got? Throw them in. We found some good ones today. TEM, Open, IREN, RKLB, PSKY, TKO. So there's a lot of nice charts, a lot of bullish trends that we should keep our eyes on, even with the market chilling. I don't know how futures are doing right now, but probably up if I had to guess, because they always do that shit. Yep. We'll see. If they can get back above 6,500, we might not get that pullback at all. It's got this little shelf. I guess you could even say this one. So daily is popping right out of there. They could definitely pull it off. So we'll see about that. But I do like a lot of those charts that we looked at tonight. So I'm glad you guys came here and shared those. Thank you. You got anything else? I can throw it on. Otherwise, we can just call it now. It's up to you. All right. Well, thanks for joining, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.